What's up? This is Trav from WeGotBeats.com, and today I just want to show and demonstrate how I make samples in FL Studio. I usually make these samples to put on my MPC, and then I flip them that way. And this is great if you want to keep all your royalties, but you still want to have that, sample sound. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how I do it. So what I like to do is I got some drums here. You don't want like your regular drums. You want like some acoustic sounding drums. You can find them anywhere online. So I'm just gonna make a quick drum pattern. I like that one. I want this one. I want this one. I want this percussion in the rim. Okay, so we're just gonna make a quick little pattern. It don't have to be too crazy, but I'm gonna make just a little pattern here. Okay, so we got a nice little pattern, something that grooves. Now, what I like to do next is I want to lay down some chords. And if you don't have a MIDI controller, that's fine. But I really suggest you get a MIDI controller because you can, really fuck around with it. It's way better than, doing it from your, typing keyboard. So I'm going to load up Sample Tank 4. I like this one a lot. And I'm going to just go to Philharmonic, and I'm going to pick out this Steinway piano. I like this patch a lot. And I'm just going to start playing some chords and see what, I come up with. It don't have to be anything, too extravagant. You can just, make something that simple. So I'm just going to put my drums on the first pattern, make it 8 bars, and then I'm going to go to pattern 2 and put that down here in the playlist, and then we're just going to record. Hold on. That was a mess up. Gotta go to song. Okay, so I don't like that second one right here, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Let's listen to what we got. And the thing about making your own samples is you don't want everything on the grid. But I do want to move this a little bit ahead, but try not to put everything on the grid. You want like a human feel. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to copy and paste this. And now we got 8 bars. Let's listen. Something that simple. So, I think we need let's see. What do I want to do with this? I'm gonna put some strings in it real quick. We're gonna find some strings. Let's see. Do I want a staccato? Maybe I'll go with a spiccato or a pizzicato. That's cool. I don't know. Let's try the pizzicato and see. I'm gonna turn that up a little bit. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and paste some chords in. I mean, some notes in. Kind of like that. Let's try to play with this a little bit. I don't know about that. Let's try a couple different patches, see what works the best. And I might just scrap this and try something else. No. Let's see. Maybe I'll start with the trumpet. Maybe I'll go to a trumpet and come up with a trumpet line and see where that takes me. I like that a lot. We're going to go ahead and record that. I messed up. Yeah, I like that. And the main thing I want you to keep in mind when you're making music, whatever you're doing, even if you don't do this, is just to have fun and experiment. That's what I like to do. That's what I've always done for the past 23 years of me making music, is just experiment, fuck around with shit, you know? You don't have to always have, oh, I got, you know, this type of thing that I want to do. I have this melody I want to do. You don't have to do that. You just sit down, relax, have fun. So we got a trumpet, we got some chords. Let's do I want to start the bass line now? I don't think I want to start with a go to a bass next. Let's try to I want to add some glockenspiels. works. See, it's got that old school soul vibe. I like going for that with these samples. Yeah, I like that. So with I got the piano chords, I got a trumpet line, and I got some glockenspiels. What I think I want to do next is like some emotional, tremolo, cello strings. That's what I need. I need some strings. So we're gonna go down here, and then we're gonna scroll down. One second, I gotta let my dog out. Alright, so we're gonna go for some cellos. There we go. That works perfectly. Alright, so we got some emotional cellos. I think next we might go for a violin or viola. Because back in the day, if you listen to those old school soul songs, there was always a horn section. You got your trumpets, your trombones, maybe a saxophone, and then you would have your string section. A violin, a viola, a cello. And so that's what I kind of want to do with my samples, is kind of try to make that, get that vibe. So let's see. Let's try this. Turn off record. We gotta change this because that's going crazy. Hold on, I'm messing up right now. Let's go back to this. Something like that. I like that. Hold on, I messed up. I'm gonna do some edits right there at the end. I think I will quantize this a little bit. Alright, so now that I got a basic, rough sample done, I want to start organizing it, putting it in the mixer, and then I think I'm going to do a bass line. So we're going to take our piano, we're going to call it piano, and I think I'm going to go with a blue. And then we got the trumpet. I like to make those red, the trumpet, trombone. Make that red. We got the glockenspiel, and since it has that percussive nature, I'm going to make that blue too, even though it's, you know, not piano. And then let's see, we got our cellos. I'll make that a lighter blue. And violins, we'll make that blue. And then we're going to kind of organize this a little bit and throw it into the mixer. I'm going to get rid of this right here. And we'll put the instruments in. Control Shift L. And then we're going to do this. Control Shift L. And since we got two different kicks, I'm just going to put that on the same mixer track. Kind of turn this down a little bit. Okay, so from this point, I know I want to add a bass, but I think a guitar, a nice little guitar, would fit nicely in with this. So before I add the bass, I want to try to find a good guitar. And I have two different choices. I could use Sample Tank, or I could use Omnisphere. So we're just going to fuck around with shit and see which one sounds best. Yeah, something simple like that. You don't have to go too crazy with this stuff. Just, you know, you want like an emotional feel, you know, that's what you need. Oh shit. I messed up. It was the piano. Let's go down here. Hold on, messed up. Messed up again. God damn it. Keep messing up. And I'm gonna mess with the velocities a little bit. My velocities weren't right. Yeah, that sounds great. So we're gonna take this guitar. I like to make my guitars green, and then we're gonna put that on its own separate channel. And then before we start adding bass, I like to go through here and I don't know what's messing up. I like to go through and start organizing my instruments and putting them all in different patterns. Crap. Put that on guitar. And then put all these into the playlist. Copy and paste. And the one thing that I've learned about doing samples is you don't have to get all crazy with the instrumentation. You don't have to, add all these crazy switch ups. Usually when you start doing that, you're going to fuck it up and you're not going to like the result. So keep it simple, like 10 tracks or less, and if you want that switch up, just, take out instruments, put them back in, mess with the arrangement. So this is what we got so far. Let me turn down the guitar a little bit. I like that. I'm going to make another section where the trumpet drops out. So this is what we got. Yeah, like that. So now it's time for the mind fuck. All right, you ready for the mind fuck? I'm not going to use a special plugin for my bass. All right, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm going to show you what I like to use typically for my bass lines. I'm going to go to insert. Oh, what we got here? Boo bass. Yeah, we're going to turn that bass all the way up. We're going to turn down the mid and treble. And you got a nice bass. It's one of my most basic, most favorite stock plugins in FL Studio, and I get hell for it, but it works. It works every time. So if you don't know the secret, you want to go ahead, go up a couple octaves on your bass so you can hear the tone better. Go ahead and turn that bass up a little bit more. And you want something. If you listen to these old soul songs, you notice that, I mean, the bass does switch up and does some funky things from time to time, but you want like that groove, like dum 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 dum. That's the kind of feel you really want to have. And if you want to switch it up and do something funky, you can, but that's the basic of trying to get a bass line. So we're going to go to notes. So something really simple and basic like that. We're going to go to bass. We're going to go to the boo bass. and we're going to go ahead and go all the way down. We're going to take this down a few octaves to, I don't know, maybe right here, and we'll listen to what we got. And I think what I want to do, I want to drop that guitar out right there. And here's another, I like everything. I like the arrangement. I think we're done with this sample. What I like to do, and I've experimented a couple times with doing this. I was mixing all this, you know, putting the compression on, doing the EQ, blah, blah, blah. But I don't like it as much as just leaving it bare like this and just letting everything shine on its own. I can do all the mixing and stuff once the beat is done. You know, I can do that stuff later. I don't have to go through here and mix the piano or mix the glockenspiel and the trumpet and, you know, whatever you put in there. What I like to do is this, is I'll go to the master, I'll go ahead and go to the parametric EQ, use the preset right here, get rid of some of the top and bottom that we really don't need, and then if you got the Abbey Road vinyl stereo plug-in from Waves, this is the secret sauce. This is how you make it sound like a record. And I have a preset right here, and you have the crackle knob. You got noise all the way turned down. I don't like the clicks. I got that turned down. But what you want to do besides the crackle is you have the wow and you got the flutter, and that's what's going to make it sound like woo. You know, it's going to have that crazy sound to it. I'll show it to you. See, it already sounds like it came straight from a record. So the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to level this up. We're going to throw a compressor on the master channel, and then we're going to throw the fucking limiter on. We'll have 0.1 out ceiling. We'll have the auto release function going, and then we're just going to bring that threshold down. And what I like to do is I use the meter right here, and it needs to show me, I know I have good levels if it shows me anywhere between minus 10 dB to minus 14 dB. I just realized that this video has gone on for over 30 minutes, so I'm not going to keep you too long. So that's how I go about making my own samples, and I'm going to make a couple more, and then tonight I'm going to flip them on the MPC, and I'll be dropping it this next week. So I hope you learned something. I hope you get inspired and, you know, start making your own samples, because hey, you know, when you're digging in the crates, I did it for years and I still love doing it. But if you're getting placed, if you're, you know, doing, you know, deals, they're going to steal all that money from you. And it's better if you just do it yourself, you know, get something that sounds vintage, and you can keep all your royalties. So I hope you like this video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below, and take care.